Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for some small closet decluttering and organization. This is actually a small closet in my youngest daughter's bedroom that we use as a storage closet. We live in a pretty small house with very limited storage options, and so pretty much all of the closets in the house serve as our storage, and this one is by far the worst. It was completely packed from floor to ceiling, and I couldn't fit another thing in here, so I knew it was time to finally tackle this project. It was very daunting. This was a huge mess, but that's okay because it made for some very satisfying before and after shots. So I'm just gonna start the way that I usually do by pulling everything out of this space. That way I can see what I'm working with and kind of go from there. Okay, so clearly most of what was in this closet is unused home decor items, and more specifically, throw pillows. I have an obscene amount of unused and probably never going to be used throw pillows and throw blankets. I don't know how it happened, but somehow I developed this crazy habit of looking at throw pillows and blankets and bedding and things like that every single time I go into Target or Walmart or any kind of home decor store, and I almost always buy at least one every single time that I'm going into the store. It's absolute madness. My husband makes fun of me for it all the time, but I know I can't be alone. So if you also have a bad habit of buying a bunch of throw pillows, then give this video a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and if you have a habit of buying another item, then leave that in the comment section too, just so that I know I'm not the only one who does this. Once I had that closet completely cleared out, I just wanted to give you an overview of everything that I had shoved in there, and it is insane. This completely filled up my daughter's room, and I had that all in this one tiny closet. So I completely cleared it out except for this little plastic bin where I was storing some hand-me-down clothes and baby clothes. So I'm going to start by going through all of those drawers there and decluttering through them because it had been at the bottom of the closet and I wasn't seeing it or having access to it all the time. Unfortunately, most of these clothes can no longer be passed on to my youngest daughter. They did belong to my oldest daughter at one point. Her name is Kinsley, and I was saving them for Sawyer, my toddler, but now Sawyer has outgrown most of them, so I was able to declutter probably 80% of what was in here, which is a little bit sad because it means those clothes didn't get to be used again, but it's also a huge relief because it means that I no longer have to store them. As I was sorting through all of these old baby and toddler clothes, I was picking out a few well-loved outfits to save as keepsakes for when my daughters get older and potentially have their own children to pass them down and for them to be worn for generations to come. I really love the idea of that, and for me, it brings me so much joy and happiness and gives me something to look forward to, so I don't mind having to figure out storage and organization solutions for those items because they really enrich my life. And I wanted to share that with you just so that I would have the opportunity to remind you that decluttering is not synonymous with minimalism. I know that so many people are overwhelmed by the idea of decluttering and they are deterred from even trying because there can be a lot of pressure that you won't be successful at it unless you completely rid your home of every single item of excess. And that is simply not the case. There are so many methods for decluttering and all of them are equally as valid. You just have to find one that works for you. For me personally, I am very inspired by the KonMari method of decluttering because I do like the idea of touching every single item and assessing its value and if it sparks joy in my life. So some things are very valuable and bring me a lot of joy because they are more functional and practical and they help my household to run smoother. But then other items bring me a lot of joy and happiness happiness because of their sentimental value. Whenever I am decluttering and whenever you are decluttering, the goal should not be to minimize all of your things. The goal should just be to remove any items from your home that are no longer serving a purpose and bringing you personal happiness. So anyway, I hope that kind of gives you a little boost of confidence and makes you feel empowered to go ahead and tackle a space in your home that needs to be decluttered. And just know that however you approach that decluttering and organizing, it is totally fine as long as it works for you. That is all that matters. Once I had sorted through everything, I ended up with 2 piles, so this is everything that I'm going to be keeping, and I'm going to need to find a way to store it and organize it back in that closet. And then here's everything that I'm going to be donating, so I'm going to pull all of this out of here, make a pile in my living room, and my husband loaded it all into our car and took it straight to Goodwill for donation.
Thinking that I could have done something, but now I'm left with an empty heart. No making amends, no waking up beside you and holding you till we forget it all. How could I know there was no second chances? Like dominoes, my life got really scattered. You couldn't keep the door shut, and now the frostbite's creeping in. 'Cause I've been stone cold since you left me here. So come home, why won't you reappear? Things that I said came out totally wrong. Can't speak of the truth when it's tainted. I fell into a big black hole. It got me stone cold.
Once I had the closet all wiped down and cleaned out, I am going to work on organizing everything that I decided to keep. So I have this large wire rack at the very top of the closet, and I thought that would be perfect for storing all of the throw pillows that I wanted to keep. These stacked nicely in this area, and then there is a wooden shelf underneath of it, and so I picked up all of these beautiful woven storage baskets from Target. I will leave a link to them down in the description box in case you are interested, but they worked out perfectly for storing away all of my miscellaneous items.
Still, I find myself hoping that you'll find your way back to me. 'Cause I've been stone cold since you left me here. So come home, why won't you reappear? Things that I said came out totally wrong. Can't speak of the truth when it's tainted. I fell into a big black hole. It got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. It got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. Got me stone cold.
So this is what everything looked like when I was finished decluttering and had reorganized all of the items that I decided to keep. I was feeling so good about this. There was so much extra space in here for about a week, and then it just became a hot mess again. I wanted to show you that just to share with you the reality of doing these decluttering and organizing projects. I do not get it right on the first try every single time, and this was definitely one of those times where it needed some extra attention. I realized that I needed more shelving in order to store and organize my things better, but a custom closet just is not in our budget. So I decided to order this cabinet from Target, and I'm gonna see how this works. I have got to tell you, this cabinet was so easy to assemble. I was fully expecting for it to be a complete pain in the butt and take forever to get together, especially by myself. But with filming, it only took me 30 minutes, which means that if I was not filming this, it probably would have taken me 15 to 20 minutes to get this put together start to finish. There weren't too many pieces, and the instructions were really easy to follow, but also the hardware for it was organized into steps instead of like all of the screws being together, all of the cam bolts, and how things usually are. Instead, it was like step 1, step 2, step 3, and so you would just open that tab and all the hardware you needed for that step was there and available for you. It made things so easy. I just flew through this and I really appreciated it. I wish that every single piece of furniture that you order and needed to assemble was organized this way, because it made the project so much more enjoyable.
We've said our goodbyes, but we won't go home just yet. You got your head down, just like when we first met. I can't believe it's ending. Why did we f*** it up? So stupid and upsetting. How can I give you up? We've said our goodbyes, but we won't go home just yet. Let's stay here in this moment, pretend that we're not broken, and kiss me like you used to do before it all went down. 'Cause when the moon is falling, our love will turn to nothing. So kiss me like you used to do before it all went down. Give me this one night, hold me one last night, and kiss me like you used to do before it all went down. Give me your love now, before it runs out, and kiss me like you used to do before it all went down. It wasn't easy, but somehow you fell for me. I was your baby, and you were my clarity. I can't believe it's ending. Why did we f*** it up? So stupid and upsetting. How can I give you up? It won't be easy, but say you'll remember me. Let's stay here in this moment, pretend that we're not broken, and kiss me like you used to do before it all went down. 'Cause when the moon is falling, our love will turn to nothing. So kiss me like you used to do before it all went down. Give me this one night, hold me one last night, and kiss me like you used to do before it all went down. Give me your love now, before it runs out, and kiss me like you used to do before it all went down. As from now on,
I really love this cabinet. I just wanted to show you an overview of what it looked like when it was all put together. It works so well. It's absolutely beautiful, and then it's been great for additional storage. I'm honestly thinking about ordering another one to use in my pantry because I just love it so much. Not to mention, it fit perfectly into this closet and worked exactly how I wanted it to. So I'm just gonna get it in here and then start organizing everything into this cabinet and on top of it, and making use of the new storage space that I had in here. Now that I'm all finished, I am going to show you how everything turned out, but first I wanted to share those before shots with you one more time, just to remind you of the mess that I started with. This closet was completely packed floor to ceiling. I could not shove another item in here. It was so just overrun with things. There's absolutely no organization in here whatsoever, and honestly it was just a huge source of stress and anxiety for me. But now that I've made the time to declutter everything and work on implementing some organization in here, I am so happy with how it turned out. It is a complete 180, as you can see, and while it may not be the most beautiful aesthetic or a Pinterest-worthy closet photo, that was never the goal. I was always just trying to make this more functional and sustainable to suit my current needs, and I absolutely think that I achieved that. I am really so happy with how it turned out. It feels like such a weight off of my shoulders, and a huge part of that was this cabinet that I got from Target. It really was a game changer in here. Like I said, I really was needing some additional shelving in order to be able to actually organize things into the space, but custom closets can get really pricey, and that was just not in our budget. So I do feel like this cabinet was a great alternative, way more affordable, and it has offered me a lot more storage space for my items. So anyway, I wanted to show you an overview of everything that I was able to declutter and donate throughout this project, and then also my one small bag of trash that I was so proud of. But anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope that this video motivated you to tackle a decluttering and organizing project that you may have been putting off. If it did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you aren't already, and turn on your notification bell so that you don't miss any of my future videos. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.